That's it. That's it. Huh? Pretty good, huh? You see, who needs an engineer? Hair looks good. Thank you very much. Thank you. What little there is of it, it looks pretty good. So, how's everybody today? Hope everybody's sane. I just talked to my grandson, who's 11 years old. He says, I'm supposed to be on spring break right now. Where am I? I'm in spring break in my house. Stuck in his house. Poor kid. 11 years old. He's really getting tired of this. I'm not, of course. I don't care. It doesn't mean anything to me. Oh, Lordy, let me see. I said, oh, yeah, let me hit the base. Let me tell you something as we start the show. It's a little something I thought you should know. So I'll tell you as we settle into place. It's impossible. I didn't hear you. It's possible to sing and play the bass. You're a lovely group of people. You deserve the courtesy of knowing what you can expect of me. I have practiced, but it will not mean a thing. Cause it's impossible to play the bass and sing, 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 sing. You see, the bass is fretless. It's not like a guitar, not like a guitar. On bass, you spend your whole life wondering where the hell you are. It's got no little markers, just a fingerboard so bare, and lots of notes which often are not there. Then when you start singing, you've got lyrics on your mind, and the notes on bass become impossible to find. To remember lyrics, melodies, bass lines, and chords is not a miracle, and Lord's so as I make 1,000 errors, sit there and be kind. Do not throw tomatoes at me, keep this all in mind. Remember, this is serious. Remember, this is art. Remember this, or I will fall apart. Then I'd have to pray to God to come and intercede. And she'd only sit and laugh at my wanton greed. She made the rules for molecules, atoms, time, and space, and she knows it's impossible to sing and play the bass. I reminded myself of Dylan halfway through the song. Let me straighten this out a bit. Remind me of how Dylan would sing it. Let me tell you something as we start the show. No, it's not Dylan. No. No, I can't do it. I can't do Dylan. A little blurb came out. It sounded like Dylan singing it. Oh, every day, it's impossible to sing and play the bass. No, I'm like Jackie Leonhart. Because I remember that when I first sang this, was at Ray Brown's memorial in Los Angeles at a club that I had never seen it before. Then I happened across it a couple of times by accident. It was just a big catering place. And Ray's wife, Cecilia, asked me to sing this song. Well, now, if the truth be told, I was about 15 years old when I first heard of the gentleman named Ray Brown. He was playing with the Oscar Peterson Trio, man. That music meant the world to me, oh my. Turned my life around. How did anybody play the bass like that? Every note so round, so true, so fat. Oh, it was a revelation. So I went everywhere that Ray Brown played, and I bought every record Ray Brown made. I was filled with inspiration. In 1959, I heard Ray Brown was going north, they're going to settle down, do some teaching in Toronto. Well, a fire lit up inside of me, and I knew where I had to be. I got myself up to Toronto pronto. But up above the Canadian border, winters get so out of order. Do you know how cold Toronto gets? The bodily warmth is seriously lacking. Bass violins start seriously cracking. A less inspired soul might have regrets. The Arctic winds come screaming through. Your fingers freeze, your lips turn blue. Toronto is one very chilly town. Your body aches, your teeth start to chatter, but never mind. It really doesn't matter, because you are going to study with Ray Brown. Every afternoon, the setting sun would let you know the day was done. Oh, those winters could be tough. And as the evening frost began to glisten, Ray Brown would play and we would listen. I never did get enough. Well, now, if the truth be told, I was 61 years old when I had to say goodbye to our Ray Brown. He always seemed to stand just a little bit above us. He went the world to so many of us. Adios, Ray Brown. Walk that walk, Ray Brown. Talk that talk, Ray Brown. Adios, Ray Brown. That lick comes from my favorite album in the whole world, which I got it down already. Where was it? I got it down. The Stratford Shakespearean Festival. Oscar Peterson Trio at the Stratford Shakespearean Festival. And on the record, Ray Brown takes a solo on How High the Moon. And I've almost got that. I've had that solo memorized about 10 different times in my life. And I've even got a copy of it written out. And he he ends do 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 da da do 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 da do do da 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 da. He goes. back here. That's how I lose the papers. That's how I lose the pages. Then I can't find the pages and I think I've thrown them away. Put it back here, excuse me. It's a challenge, it's a feat, but a responsibility we meet. Oh, that's funny because I haven't had to move my car in a month now. My car's been sitting in the same spot for a month, right out there on West End Avenue. I have to go out and start it. I haven't moved it at all, but I started. It starts very nicely. And this song was written about double parking and the problems of parking, which don't exist right now. It's a challenge, it's a feat, but a responsibility we meet. Something that New Yorkers must see through. It's a drag, it's a pain, but a fact of life so very plain. Something that we simply have to do. As the garbage must be schlepped, so the streets they must be swept. From the west side to the FDR. And at the crack of dawn, the alarm clock switches on. You get up, get dressed, go down and move the car. Every morning at 8 o'clock, every auto on the block must vacate the chosen sign. Then the sweeper passes by, the dirt and dust do fly. We sit and watch and nearly burst with civic pride. But you've double parked your car, and you must not wander far, cause someone who you're blocking it may find he must get out. And if they can't locate you, they quickly come to hate you. A little slice of life you're better off without. Of course, you're better off by far if you do not own a car. Just take a bus, a taxi, limousine, or rent a hearse. And if you're fearless in the brain, well, you'll take a subway train. Just hold on to your bag, your money, wallet, and your purse. Oh, our whole lives we are spending in this ritual unending. Cause we're New Yorkers to the core, to the core. Every morning, bleary-eyed, we move our cars from side to side, as we will forevermore. To our cars we gaily glance, just to do the daily dance, as we will forevermore. More. Yeah. Every once in a while I do a song absolutely correctly. Absolutely perfectly. And that was one of those times. Very close. Nice wide screen over here. Oh yeah, that's right. Maybe if I don't know if I could turn my phone sideways. I think I tried it once and it didn't work. On what do you call it? On Facebook. Bill Crowley's jumping in. Bill, did you get my poem about the murder of crows? Oh, where is it? I can't find it right now. But I just. Oh, by the way, Mel Torres, that's all over it. Everyone. That's how we look. Listen, I don't mean to disparage. I'm not disparaging Mel, but this is a true story. Mel got a big contract from Slim Fast. Remember Slim Fast? Remember Slim Fast? He got a big contract to, if he lost, got on Slim Fast and lost some weight, oh boy, they give him a lot of money. And the commercial showed Mel on television and with a trio behind him. I was in the trio. John Campbell, myself, and Donnie Osborne. And it played and played, and every quarter, I'd get $1,000. And this was 20 years ago. So that was a lot of money. Very useful with 2 kids in school and kids in college and wherever they were. I don't remember where they were at that time. But he kept running, and boy, oh boy, got counting on that every 3 months. Then all of a sudden, Mel was doing a concert at Carnegie Hall, and the president of Slim Fast came. And sitting there, Mel walks out, and the president, I can see him. Mel has gained all the weight back, all the weight. Mel lost 50 pounds, 60 pounds, maybe more, but he's gained it all back. And the guy comes back, livid backstage, cuts the commercial off, boom, gone. And my $1,000 just went, just like that. I watched it. Ooh, that was a lot of money back then. It's a lot of money now. It was even more back then. Oh, well, that's the way it goes. I had a commercial once for Steve Carman. Steve Carman was a big jingle writer here, and it was for Schlitz. And I played the electric bass in the morning, boom, 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 something but Schlitz with the thing and the beer and the walking and the horses. And then in the afternoon, they did put strings on it. So I brought my upright bass. They hired me to play upright bass. So I'm on the spot twice. In a jingle, for royalties, you get royalties every 13 weeks. And they decided to use the commercial for 54 spots, 54 different commercials I had running with double. So it was 108 commercials, 108 spots. Ran for a year. I could use the money then too. 2 kids in school here in town paying, private school fees and stuff like that. Then Fran Tarkenton, the quarterback for, I guess, the Minnesota Vikings, then came to New York and played for New York Giants a little bit. He became president of Schlitz. And the first thing he did was take that commercial off the air. Pow! Gone. Just like that. Oh my. Back to the real world. But that's the way it went with those things. And that's the way it is. And now there's no commercial. I guess there are commercials being played. I mean, people have their studios in town here. I think people are still doing business. I think there's television commercials being made. There's all kinds of new commercials being made because everything now is around COVID, you'll note. Everybody's come buy your Volkswagen and we'll drive it to your house and put it in your living room. Ford will gladly sell you a car right now. I mean, people want to sell things. People want the economy to go. And my wife asked me an interesting question. She said, well, where's this stimulus money coming from? Where is it coming from? And I read a long article about the Fed and the Federal Reserve and the Treasury, some kind of deal where they do it. But I think they're just making it up. I think they're just pulling dollars out of thin air. And, I mean, how's it work? When does inflation start? I don't know. How do we do it? How do we pay for this? Who's going to pay for it? Do we have to pay for it? Can we just cancel it? I don't know. Is it real money that we owe somebody? I don't know. Somebody tell me. I don't know. I'm keeping it. Don't get me wrong. I'm keeping it. Hey, Jim Beard, how are you, man? How you feeling? The tour's canceled this summer, I heard. Printing money. Wait a minute. Printing money, somebody answers. Printing money. Mexico will pay us back. That's who will. Good. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it. I've always got my Bolio. Hi, Bowie. How are you? My sister in California is with us tonight. Bill Crow. Yes, I heard it. Nick Nave, Mexico will pay us back. Okay, good. I'm glad to know that. I'm glad to know that somebody has a handle on it. Wayne Escoffery is watching. Hey, Wayne, how are you, man? How you feeling? Christopher Lenz. Legit. This time I watched your show from Arosa in the mountains of Switzerland, 850 miles metered, 850 miles above the sea. That's really, those mountains in Switzerland are high. Did you unjam your wife's printer? Thank you for asking, Christopher. Yeah, we unjammed it and we ruined it. So today, I unjammed it, but then some screws fell out and the springs fell out, and I couldn't tell where they went back in. So we tried to print without it. Then everything comes with a big black smear up the front. So I got her a nice new printer, and it's coming tomorrow. And when it comes, behold, you will all be, I'll make sure you all get to see the new printer, because it's better than the old one, a little bit better. It's still not very expensive, but it is a better version of what we had. I think it'll work better. So yes, the printer's fixed permanently, and it's going to be out in the back hall shortly. Oh my God, where'd you, Cy Johnson? Oh my, Cy Johnson's 90th birthday was yesterday, and he asked me to extend his best to you and Donna. Oh, where'd you see Cy? Oh God. How about, oh, that's right, through the Mingus Band. That's right, that's right. Because Cy's written a lot of music for the Mingus Band. Cy, if you're listening, good. Hey, Glenn, how are you doing? Brandon Maggart, Christopher Lenz, everybody. Oh, there's a whole bunch. I can't go through everybody right now. It's easier on YouTube because it's about Bill's watching and Nick's watching and my sister's watching, and that's better. When all the people on YouTube sign in, please, so I can tell how many people are watching. Is there anybody watching on YouTube? Just sign in. Let me know how many you are. Does it say anywhere? Oh, 7. Oh, 7. I better watch myself. 7 people. That's good. No thumbs up. I'm going to give myself a thumb up right now on YouTube. There you go. I can't do it. Too bad. I can't give myself a thumb. A like. I'm going to not give myself a like. I'm going to give myself a love. Can't do that either. All right. Very good. Yeah. I don't know. Oh yes, I did have a request to do the judge again. Let's do the song about the judge. So I will do it again, and then I'll do. Did I do Galaxy and Planets? I don't know. We'll see. I have a list. I had a list of songs I was going to do tonight. Now, what did I do with it? There it is. There it is. There it is. This I dedicate this song to all you bass lovers. This song I wrote for Milt Hinton. I have a picture of him there, but I'm not going to pull it off the wall yet. Milt Hinton, you know who Milt Hinton was. And he and I considered him a friend, a really good friend. And on his 80th birthday, I wrote a song for his celebration of his 80th birthday. And I just dawned on me the other day that my 80th birthday is coming up now. Yeah. So I was about 50 when I did this. Because he passed away in 2020, 30. I was 49 when I wrote this. 49. So anyway, sorry for complaining about age, but it amazes me sometimes. I've forgotten what key it is in. It's been over. There's a good key. C. It's been over 30 years since I overcame my fears, packed my bags, and moved to New York City. I found myself a little place, just room for me in the bass. No time to wallow in self-pity. Then I go to Jim and Andy's bar, that's where the musicians are. Give Lady Luck a little nudge. I open the door and I walk in, right away luck does begin. Because on that day, I run into the judge. No sooner am I in the place when I'm standing face to face with one of the real legends of our land. I start getting very nervous. What did I do to deserve this? A feeling that I think you'd understand. No hidden motivations lurk. The judge knows that I need to work. He knows the hungry look of a beginner. So we talk for a little while until I see the judge's smile, and he invites me out the house to dinner. So I call on the telephone. A woman by the name of Mona answers and says Sunday would be fine. So merrily to Queens I trudge for dinner with Mona and the judge. I'm laden down with flowers, gifts, and wine. Well, flowers. Actually, I didn't bring anything, but I wish I had. Naturally, I'm right on time, and Mona's dinner is sublime. Real home cooking, yes, the genuine stuff. After dinner, I play the bass. There's a stern look on the judge's face, but after 3 notes, he says, "Thank you, that's enough. Thank you, that's enough." Oh no, I failed my first audition in my quest for a position just someplace in New York I could play. I didn't need anything real big. I just wanted a simple gig. I didn't really care what it might pay. So I say good night to Milton, Mona. Once again I'm all alone, a young man with those great big city blues. But next week is the strangest thing. My telephone begins to ring with gigs for me. Oh, such wonderful news. Boom, 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 He helped me so when I got started, such wise counsel he imparted. And he taught my telephone to ring. And there simply is no debating that he helped my credit rating. In itself, a monumental thing. Perhaps I need a new perspective, lenses just a bit corrective, but to me the judge seems to stand about 10 feet tall. Up from the primordial slime and sludge, occasionally there revolves a judge to help us find some meaning to it all. He's shown me how to lead my life, how to deal with stress and strife, living with a minimum of fuss. He shows us how to lead our lives. He shows us how to take care of our wives, while they, in fact, are taking care of us. Amazing that a jazz musician should achieve such a position where he is beheld, a national treasure. But before the birth of Branton and Winton, I was friends with Milton Hinton, a fact I know with great pride and great pleasure. Another birthday comes and goes, but on the judge it never shows. He must have friends in higher places. Or maybe it's just because he's wise. He gets a lot of exercise, chasing trains and planes and lugging bases. So here I stand before you folks. I'll spare you all the corny jokes. I'll just play the bass and sing. But from this stage I will not budge until I get to tell the judge, we love you, Judge, and thanks for everything. You made every rhythm section swing. Thank you, Judge, for everything. Boom, 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 boom. sing it, and you remember all those times with those him. He was a brilliant photographer, and has just took pictures everywhere he went. His photographs are put in books and stuff like that. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I don't know if Tomoka's watching. Tomoka, are you watching? If you are, this is for you. This is Tomoka's favorite song. Tomoka Ono is my piano player. Those other, you think she's your piano player? No, she's my piano player. She plays in the trio with Vito Leschek and myself. Vito's a drummer, and Tomoka's the piano player. And the first time we ever played together, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, something like that, we played this song that's got a very difficult bridge on it to improvise on, because it's confusing. The bridge goes do 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 do. It goes through every key, every chord. It's got every chord in it. Not every chord, but every key. It's basically a 2-5, 2 minor 7 to 5-7 to 1 in every key. So she got to it, and she just burned through it. I said, "Oh my gracious, that young lady is talented," and she is. And this is the song. It got written because I was at a very noisy club one night, and I decided I'd had enough, and I wrote the following song. I think I'm going to change my occupation. I think I've paid sufficient dues. Change my occupation, find another situation. That's what I'm going to do. I'm getting sick and tired of hanging out in jazz joints. These smoky little dives on Bleecker Street, where the crowd is tough and noisy, full of rowdies from New Jersey, drunken sailors AWOL from the fleet. I'm going to take my bass song, take everybody, tell them I've had it, I'm finished, I'm through. The scene is too chaotic, I'm getting too neurotic. The redeeming social values are too few. Yes, going to change my occupation. I think I've paid sufficient dues. Don't know if I can take it, don't know if I can make it through another chorus of the blues. I'm gonna find me something new. I'm going to take you working to the AM amidst the constant mayhem in a little dive filled up with smoke. Then you get home as a rule, just as the kids depart for school. You wander through life burnt out, beat and broke. Yes, change my occupation. Think I paid sufficient dues. You want the folks to love you, they just push and shove you. You'd like them to adore you, most of them just ignore you. Don't know if I can take it, don't know if I can make it through another chorus of the blues. I'm gonna find me something new. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Find me some stop right now. I'm going to finish the show. Matter of fact, I guarantee I'm not going to stop till this corona mess is settled, if it ever is. I'm going to be here 7 o'clock every night if it kills me. I love it. I love seeing you all. Therefore, I'm not going to quit. When I do quit, I'll finally quit January 1st, 2041. That's what I'm going to do. Now you'll note the song did not resolve to the tonic. It ended up on the flat 7 dominant major 7. It ended there because it's implying going on, continuing on. There's no end to that song. It ends on a like in a movie when they do that. That means that the next scene is coming. You understand that? You get it. Dougie Romoff, are you with us tonight? Did anybody know if Doug Romoff is here? Val Hawk is here. I don't care about Doug. Val Hawk is here. Lou Tobacco. Lou, how are you, Lou? Listen, I'm looking forward to getting Lou Tobacco calls me. If you all know Lou, calls me up occasionally, about once a year, and we do a jam session in his cellar. And he's got an old K bass down there that I wish I owned. Oh, it's so beautiful. And he plays, and he just bass drums and Lou, and he's sensational. And I love it. And I do hope that we get to do it sometime soon. Who knows? But let's plan on it, Lou. Let's make a date like sometime. Chris DiGirolamo. Chris, how are you? Ray Marchica. I have a picture of Ray Marchica somewhere in here. Yeah, I do. I'll have to get it. Ray, I'm sorry I don't have your picture ready, but it's a picture of you and me someplace. Somebody took a picture of the two of us. And I've been going through my pictures in my computer and using them. Here's a nice one you never saw. Oh no, you did see that. Never mind. Well, when in doubt, show the panda. That's Tomoka Ono with our panda that we have here in the house. Tomoka is really a panda lover and a beautiful, beautiful piano player. Let me see. Les and I went to see Bob Dylan and Merle Haggard at the Beacon Theater. He enjoyed Merle's part of the show, but was disappointed with Dylan. Oh no, Dylan. And we left the show early. Well, Les would be. Les wouldn't really love Dylan too much. You know, you got it. Dylan is an acquired taste. And finally, I honestly love Dylan now. I didn't love him at first. I didn't know what he was talking about. I couldn't tell what he was talking about. And finally, 50 years later, but better late than never. It was the same way with Coltrane. When I was a kid, I didn't like Coltrane. I liked Cannonball Adderley. That crisp, firm, intuitive, strong, melodic. He knew where he was going every second. Coltrane sounded like he didn't know where he was going. He was like, oh. And then, that was, sorry, don't get mad at me. Don't get pissed at me because I didn't like him. But I love him now because I now get it. I truly love him. I listen to him deeply every time I listen to him. So it's great to catch on finally. This is 20 years now. I really appreciate it. But, I was like an Oscar Peterson guy, a Basie guy, Ellington. And I like Basie more than Ellington because Ellington was sloppy in the culture, to me, in my years. I've come to love Ellington and Coltrane enormously. Speaking of Ellington, did you ever hear the record he did with Ray Brown? There's a duo record that he did with Ray Brown. It's not a great record. It's not a great record, to tell you the truth, because Ray runs over Ellington. Ray runs over the Duke. He just boom, boom, boom. Ellington finally just starts playing nothing good against. I hate to say it, but it's true. The Ellington record, with the duo record with Ellington and Ray. Oh well, I can understand. Doug Romas is here. Doug, you missed the beginning. The beginning was so smooth. Ask everybody else. The beginning, I just clicked on YouTube Live, and poof, there it was. There was no trauma, internet trauma. The thing, whatever you said last night, internet, whatever you called it. I loved it. Bud Burridge. Hi, Bud. How are you, man? Too bad you can't. Dick Clark just joined. Hi. Bill Warfield, Kevin McConnell, Rudy Stevens. Rudy, how are you, man? Wow. Tegan Leonhart. Hi, Teague. That's my niece, my brother's daughter. Mike Weatherly. Jay Leonhart, grooving, swinging, singing. Mike Weatherly knows about grooving, swinging, and singing. Budge Bureau. Thanks, Bud. I love that song on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 8 and 11. I get it. Hey, Rob Mounsey. Hey, how are you, Rob? You know, I had an article in the New York Times, in the op-ed pages of the New York Times about parking. And one of these days, it's sitting up on top of that shelf up there. And I'm getting a little old to, well, there's one down there. Hold on for a second. Don't go away. Talk among yourselves, as they say. I'll be right back. Here I come. You work into the AM, Mr. Constant Mayhem. A little dive filled up with smoke. Get home as a rule as the kids depart for school. You wander through life, burnt out, beat, and broke. Okay. Now, look at the color of it. This is from the New York Times, December 15th, 1984. And the article in the middle is one I wrote. Guerrilla war parking. Now, I don't know if, I think YouTube is backwards. So put it in the mirror. But that was an article by me. I think there's my name somewhere. Oh yeah, right here. Oh, I don't know where it is. I can't do this. There it is. Got it. Guerrilla parking. And it's a funny article. But what I love is that the article on top is by Sidney Schanberg, who was a great writer, and Russell Baker, who was just a legendary writer. And there's me in the center with the painting, with the picture. And and I just ripped it. Who cares? No, I have copies of it up on one of my shelves. And the reason it really made it into the paper was the joke I put at the end. And rule number 9, I had different rules 6. Oh, no wonder, it's pretty good. I had rules to it. I forgot about that. Rule number 9 was leave nothing in your car. My sister-in-law recently brought the family car into New York with her husband's set of drums in the back seat. When he realized where his drums were, he called me in a panic to find out where she had parked the car. I told him not to worry. The car was parked right outside of our window on West End Avenue, and we could see it. We could see it at all times. He said, okay, but call me back in about 15 minutes to see if the drums were still there. I told him I had some good news and some bad news. The bad news was that his car had been stolen. The good news was that they left his drums on the street and he didn't have to move them till Thursday morning. And that's what got the article in the paper. That little joke. Yucky. So, and I do have it on here. Boy, this paper's sort of slightly worn out. But It's my big brag. That and my kids playing with Steely Dan, that's a big brag too, because that was my favorite group. And both of them have been with Steely Dan for over 20 years now, done all their records in the last 25 years. So I have a major league brag, which I mention at any time, like right now. Robert L. Ford, Howard Gloucester, Nancy Reed. Hello, Nancy. Good, good. I'm glad. Dennis Day is watching. Dennis Day? The Dennis Day? I'm singing in the rain. Was it him? Did he do the dance where he ran up the wall and did a backflip? Or was that Fred Astaire? I think it was Dennis Day. I wonder if it's the same one. I doubt it. Daryl Sherman is watching. Hi, Daryl. How are you? Oh, did you see your picture, Daryl? I've been showing your picture. I'll find it. It's really worth finding. I'm looking. Oh, of course it's going to be in the bottom. These are good pictures. Here's a nice picture. Look. I showed this one before. You can't see Peggy's face, but that's Jay, Peggy, Grady, and Mike Renzi. It's a little too bright on YouTube there. You can see it better now. That's Mike Renzi with the block around his square around his head. Grady Tate, Peggy Lee, and me. But that's not what I stopped to show you. I'm proud of that picture. I'm proud of that. But what I want to show you on the picture of, oh God, where is she? I'm not going to stop now. Forget it. I don't care where we go. Oh, here's the Leaning Tower of Listerine. Okay, never mind. Oh. Me and Clarence Thomas. How about that? I did a concert at the Supreme Court for Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She sponsors it, and I went down with John Fitzgerald, Ted Rosenthal, Barbara Cook, and myself, and most of the Supreme Court justices were there. And Clarence Thomas loved it. He was having a ball, as you can see. I think there's a little bit of skepticism on my face, but what the hell? Oh, I'm not going to give up now. It's too. I think this is the one. Here it is. Ah, yes. Oh, yeah. Daryl, are you still watching? Did you give up on me? Here's Tomoko and I socially distancing. Actually, yeah, that's so both people can see it. It's us at Noctambulo. And who is the person right here? Oops, I mean right here. That's Daryl Sherman. She was the only person in the audience. In 4 weeks, I think we drew 9 people. That's like two and a quarter per night. It was a sad experience. It wasn't sad. We're brave. We've done that before. I played my show for one person. And now we have little better audiences. God bless us. Zach Schwartz. Hey, Jay. Joey Singer. Great to see you. I'm loving this. So thanks a bunch. Russ Kassoff is watching. Oh, I better watch myself. Okay, I can't go through it. Got to see the rest of you later on. After my Tai Chi class. It's a Zoom. YouTube knocked backwards tonight. But in my monitor, I'm raising my left hand. But you're not seeing me in the left hand in YouTube. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Okay. Well, here's a song I want to do because it's fun. John Fitzgerald and George Shearing recorded this together. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Well, somebody had to do it. Me oh my, I've got myself a problem. Yes, indeed, I absolutely do. Me oh my, I've got myself a problem. And my problem is you. Don't you know I never saw it coming when this feeling snuck up from behind me? Oh my, I've got myself a problem. I must have been blind. You and I were taking it so easy, we were gonna be good friends. Walking, talking, nice and light and breezy, but that's not where the story ends. Cause now you see, I can't still think about you. Want somebody tell me what to do? Me oh my, I've got myself a problem, and my problem is, you and I were taking it so easy, we were going to be good friends. A walking, talking, nice and light breezy, but that's not where the story ends. So now you see, I can't stop thinking about you. Want somebody tell me what to do? Me, oh my, I've got myself a problem, and my problem is you, yes. And my problem is you, yes. And my problem is you, yes. And my problem is you. I miss that big broad smile. Ain't seen it for a while. And I've been walking around and suddenly I really start to miss RB. He meant the world to me. His spirit set me free. And in my mind he seems to stay, and I hope he will never go away. This song's about Ray Brown. His spirit set me free. And in my mind, and in my mind he seems to stay, and I hope he will never fade Okay. And I've been walking around and suddenly I really start to miss RB. Well, I know, but it's true. I do. I do. he was a huge influence on me, on my life, and on my music. And a lot of people feel exactly that way. I know a lot of people in this country, a lot of bass players, musicians around the world who feel the same. He had a big influence on a lot of people. All right, gang. Another beaut. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Judith. Your book has not arrived yet, Judith, but when it does, I will hawk it to everyone all over the world. And because I will read, and what's more, I'll read it. That's even more profound. I will read the book because I can read. I do know how to read. To my YouTube friends, thank you. To Bill, let me see. There's 8 people. 8 people. Oh dear. And yet I have another channel that has 3,000 subscribers, but I just can't get to them. For some reason, I keep trying. But that's all right. That's fine. Between you people here on YouTube, you 8 are my favorites anyway. 2 thumbs up. Can't give myself a thumbs up. Thanks, YouTubers. Thanks, everybody over there. Appreciate it. And I will be here tomorrow night. Bye-bye.